how's it going? It's Melanie, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite recipes, which is apple cider cinnamon cookies with caramel inside. And they're a great fall favorite of mine, and I hope you enjoy. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to start with preheating our oven to 350 degrees. So I've got that here, and that is on the preset anyway, so it's going at 350 degrees or getting in the process of it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 3 cups of flour, which I've already got here in this bowl, and then we're going to mix in some cinnamon, baking powder, and baking soda. So with the cinnamon you need 1 teaspoon, with the baking powder you need half a teaspoon, and with the baking soda you need a teaspoon. So I've got all that already pre-made in here. Again, that's 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it in my 3 cups of flour, and I'm going to start whisking that all together until it's incorporated. It smells good with the cinnamon. All right, so that's ready, and I'm going to set that aside for the next thing that we need to do. The next thing we need to do is to take an electric mixer, and we are going to cream together a stick of butter. That's how you know it's good. Sugar, which is a cup of sugar, so a stick of butter, a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon again, this time of salt, and 10 packages of apple cider mix. So what I have is the Alpine apple cider, and I've taken it out of all the packages. I think a box is 10 packages. Yes, so a whole box of the little packages in here, and it's the apple cider mix that you can use. And so I'll just dump that all in there too. And we should be ready to rock and roll as far as incorporating them together. So here we go. This is my mom's mixer. Woo! Okay, so that looks pretty good as far as having everything incorporated in there. It's a little messy, but always good when it's messy, I guess. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to beat in 2 eggs. So I've got my eggs here, and we'll just dump those in there. And the next one. And we start all over again. All right, now we've got a nice gooey consistency, and the next thing we're going to do is add in the vanilla. With vanilla, we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So get that in there and mix. Okay, now that's all mixed in. So this is all of the butter, cider mix, vanilla, salt, and sugar. So that's all in there, and it's nice and beaten up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start incorporating the flour. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the butter and sugar mixture. It's in a bowl that's way too small, so what I'm going to do is I am going to transfer that over to this big blue bowl, and then we'll start incorporating the flour. So here we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to gradually add some of the flour to this. So I'm just going to take a couple scoops at a time. Again, this is 3 cups of flour that you're adding to your mixture, and scooping it up. All right, and so now it's all mixed together and incorporated well. And so I've got this doughy consistency that is going to make for some really good cookies. So next thing I'm going to do is I have a little scooper, and I'm just going to scoop together a ball and scoop it out. And this is kind of what it looks like. It is a little crumbly, but that's okay. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to form a ball. Now what you're going to do after that is I have some Kraft caramel bits, and we're going to take 2 or 3 of those little caramel bits, and we're going to stick them into the cookie dough and just kind of wrap those around there and incorporate it inside the dough and roll it back into the ball. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and put it on a sheet that's already put with parchment paper. So I sprayed cooking spray on the sheet so that the parchment paper will hold. And then I'm just going to take my cookie, roll it up, and start putting them on the parchment paper. They do need to be about an inch or maybe ½ inch away from each other because they will expand. Alright, so as you can see, I have my first batch of cookies ready to go. I'm going to put this in a preheated 350-degree oven for 11 to 14 minutes. When you check on your progress, you're going to want to see a light brown edge on the outside, and it might look like the cookies are not done on the inside all the way or in the center of the cookie, and that's okay. Remember, you've got that caramel that's there, and they're going to do some more cooking as they start to cool after you take them out. So again, we'll take this and we'll put it in a 350-degree oven for 11 to 14 minutes. Okay, so it says 11 to 14 minutes on the recipe, but I ended up doing mine for about 15 minutes. I think I might have made my cookie dough balls a little too big, so I've left it in for 15 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and get them out. And I can already see some of the melty caramel coming out of some of them. And so what they recommend is to, on the recipe, is to just take the parchment paper and slide it right onto your counter. And so if I can do this with any grace, voila. And we'll just leave those there to cool. They're pretty mushy still. Let them harden up for a little while, and then we will sample one. Okay, so it's time for the best part of the whole process, which is trying what we've made. So here is one of our cookies. And then, you know, got a little dark on the bottom, but just about to the right amount. And let's see. That's pretty good. Okay, that's really good. But I haven't got to a caramel piece yet, so. Nope. Oh, there we go. So there, you can see some of the caramel from the caramel bits. And yes, it's good. So in the end, like I said, ended up cooking these for about 15 minutes because my cookies must have been a little bit bigger. But just keep a good watch on them and you'll know what to do. And then you'll know what to do when they come out of the oven, which is enjoy them. Thanks.